and that's looking close. Hits something, but doesn't quite kick them all out. Just the 7 pins there.
Just turns away in disgust.
Yeah, I'll be 214 with a spare. 42 pin deficit, which is
That's pushing it, isn't it?
It's quite high. Yeah, it's a lot of pins to get back against the two-time world champion. And a minute's just hit 250, almost with his eyes shut.
Well, maybe Torgerson should try that in the second game. He's disgusted with himself as he goes back to his mark. Once again, no reaction between the two bowlers. This is quite unusual. Normally on the stage you get a bit more camaraderie than this, but they're both locked into this lane. They're trying to make it through to the quarter, but at the moment it's Ong in control.
The World 10 Pin Masters is it's a tournament where you get invited. Being invited here shows that you're one of the top 16 bowlers in the world. So it's an honor to be here to compete in this. So to win is a bonus, because everyone is good here, and I think everyone has an equal chance of winning.
Torgerson has have so many players in the past at this tournament who have played against him. He's going to have to claw his way back into this match, but Remy Ong is going to try everything he can not to let that happen. No options now for Torgerson. Has to get going, and he has to move in with the strikes. Straight through the head pin. He was lucky that he didn't leave a nasty split there, so he's still got a chance to clear up on a spare.
Yeah, totally lost his line there. Some great camera angles there, showing Torres steady on that one leg. Lots of leverage, just high through the head pin. Fortunate to break up the split. Takes the spear away quite nicely. And the interesting concept is that, Simon, that both these players are winners. Neither of them are used to being beaten, and the unfortunate scenario is that one of them has to go home.
It's looking like Torgerson at the moment, but you're right, Cass, and the reason that a lot of these guys are winners is because they simply don't ever believe that they're going to lose, and that's one of Remy Ong's big statements that he likes to make in interviews. He believes in himself, and he said as soon as you believe in yourself, things start to happen.
Again, we'll talk about beating the lane rather than beating the opponent. There's no, as you said, there's no interreaction between the players. Just trying to beat this lane, both of them, from different sides of the lane. And at the moment, it's Remy that's doing the damage. And very fortunate just to pick up just a single pin there. Almost had the 6 and the 8 pin standing.
Yeah, a slight bit of encouragement for his opponent Torgerson.
Well, all Remy's got to do is shadow what Torre does and just stay level, because the 42 pin lead from the first game is absolute plenty to win.
Out comes the football.
Turns his back on it. Absolute confidence that that was going to spare. There's another interesting concept is that I don't think Torres ever been knocked out in round 1 of the World 10 Pin Masters.
I think you're correct.
So he's treading new ground, unfortunately.
That's how the maximums look at the moment. As Cass said, if Ong just keeps pace with Torgerson, this is his place in the quarter-final. Will be sewn up. Torgerson then really on a knife edge here. It's getting close to last chance saloon, and that's when this man starts to fight.
Well, you can see the line he wants to play. When it's successful, it looks really, really good. Unfortunately, he's just had a couple of glitches in the middle of sort of 6 or 7 strikes in a row, and it didn't quite work out. But this is the shot he wants. Gets it right. Not a great little reaction.
Just a little nod of the head, and that was it. That's all you're going to get from these two. And their lack of interaction with each other, I can tell you, has nothing to do with respect, because they will respect each other tremendously. This is all about a job of work today, and they just want to get on with it and be left alone to do so. Nice work from Ong. Yeah, this is good.
Stays level after 2 frames, and that's exactly what he's got to do. Having said that, I can't see that he's not going to extend his lead the way he's been lined up on that left-hand side there. Great pin action. Great shot from in the pin deck there.
Well, he would have expected to come out and strike, wouldn't he, first frame after his finish to the first game. Just that slight hiccup, but it looks like he's back in it again.
Why bowl 2 balls when you can only have to bowl 1? Come on.
Sounds like a good plan, Stan. And it's great work from Torgerson, so he keeps throwing the gauntlet down to Ong.
Just showing how professional he is. He really is looking good on that outside line. Becoming a carry contest because he's only missed the pocket once in about the last 11 frames. Just becomes a carry contest. First double of this second game to Torgerson. It's up to Ong to respond now, working on a strike. Again, you see, he won't be rushed. He's going to bury those fingers deep into the ball. And in goes the thumb. Settles himself, gets the set up, and won't go until he's ready. High backswing, great follow through.
Very wide with that. He's a lucky boy. And he knows it. He could have left the 7-10 split there, the infamous 7-10 split.
Well, it was left because he actually hit these pins so hard. He threw it a little bit wide, but got a great reaction in the back end. It came back and hit really, really hard. Left the 7-10. The 10-pin went, and he had a messenger as well, which span on its spot, leaving the 7-pin there.
Well, he stared the first one down. He couldn't quite stare the 7-pin down, so once again he has to take that now. Now, Torgerson with just a glint of hope, working a double. Can he get his way back into this match?
To win, I would predict that Torres probably goes straight off the sheet with strikes here for a 280 game.
Well, that would be quite nice. Torgerson has just slowed his pace down a little bit. We were rushing to get back to him with the cameras. He was bowling so quickly. Oh dear. 9-pin left.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It becomes a carry contest of single pins, doesn't it? It looked as though it was in the pocket. Was actually just a fraction high. Didn't get the carry, and that 9-pin stands. The ball's supposed to deflect off that 5-pin into that 9-pin, and he can't believe it. Actually threw too much ball there, too much reaction in the back end, and it's only another spare. It's just not what he needs. Giving Ong the chance to come back. Frame 4, and you can bet your life he'll be going for it.
Yeah, that might be the only chance Torgerson gets in this match.
Yeah, he really needs to string 5, 6 or 7 strikes together, and unfortunately that spare there after a double. It's going to start again now.
Let's see what Ong can do. Very, very consistent with his stats all the way through the first game, but we've seen some variation and about a half a kilometre in speed.
Yeah, we're getting these super stats from the computer-aided tracking system, which some sensors on the side of the lane that pick up these idiosyncrasies of the ball, the speed and the rotation, the rev rate, and whereabouts it is on the lane.
Bit of luck again for Ong.
Well, I'm sure the CAT system's going to tell us that that was a slower ball. He was inside his mark and it hit high on the head pin.
You're spot on, Cass.
Well, as I say, the stats tell us a lot slower. Of course, it's overreacted in the back end. Fortunate to break up and just leave the single pin there.
Well, if the football's out, the spares are about.
2 nice spares in a row for Remy.
Chances again for Torgerson. He needs to build on these strikes. He's off the back of a spare after that double in frames 2 and 3.
The 42 pin lead that Remy Ong had from game 1 is now down to 32 pins, so Torres brought 10 back. And we're just coming up to the halfway stage. Really needs to string a few more than a double together now. Outside line again.
Good shot.
Absolutely fantastic.
One of Torgerson's better shots. That was a very convincing strike. Now Ong has been working furiously on a ball in the background, sticking yet more finger tape and foam into the hole, so he's clearly not quite happy with his grip. Torgerson's happy though.
Well, he's back on strike again. It's a shame that that last one left the 9-pin. He would have been off 4 in a row and would have been in sort of catching distance of Remy.
Torgerson stayed on the same board for every single one of his 5 deliveries so far in this second game, so he's nailed it. He's found his consistent place that he wants to work. Big shot for Ong this, and it's a big shot that he finishes, but only just.
Yep, fortunate enough to take the 10-pin away. Just a fraction high in the pocket, but it's carried all 10, and it's just what he needs. Yeah, he's doing a bit of gardening over there, isn't he? Finger tape going into the ball just to make it a little bit snug. Make sure he keeps tight on that grip. The ball doesn't drop off at all. Torgerson staying with the outside line, and so he should do.
No. Just went too far, too deep into the pocket there.
Yeah, just didn't get up, did it? Just checks the score, and he's going to find that this big split may well be an open frame. He just got his hand a little bit. Yeah, he's not happy. He's turned his back on that one, hasn't he?
Oh, that's a shame for Torgerson. For the man that has been ever present at this tournament over the years. Well, it's been a pleasure to watch him bowl every single time he's visited these shores, but this might be quite a short visit.
I think that was the one, and I think he realises that as well, muttering to himself. An open frame is really not what he needed. Remy Ong has not had a single open. That's the second one that Torre's had, and it's going to pull his score down, I'm afraid.
Well, he needs some help now from Remy Ong, but I don't think Remy Ong's in the mood to offer any helping hand.
No, Torre is 237 if he can strike off the sheet. Ong's 259.
Yeah, he's got it. He's back on.
Double time again for Remy Ong.
Yeah, that little adjustment he's made to the ball has obviously helped. Feels more comfortable with the grip now.
Yeah, obviously comes off his hand feeling a bit better, and that gives him the leverage and the rotation he wants. Does all the damage when it goes into the pocket. Breaks those pins up. Torgerson now.
Oh, he wanted that last time out.
Absolutely, yeah. He's had a 9 spare and a big split in the middle of possibly 6 in a row, and has done the damage, I'm afraid.
Yeah, there's a huge gap now between these two. Not insurmountable, but Torgerson's running out of time. On then. Same pre-shot preparation every single time.
He's certainly looking good, isn't he? Certainly looking good for the next round. Devastating. Is that going to go? No, it's not. Just a 9 spare to 7 stands in the corner. He's left a couple of these previously and spared them with no trouble with this football bowling ball. Moves Grant across to the right-hand side of the lane and just drifts this ball across.
Well played, Remy Ong. He's more than matching Torgerson in this second game, and the striking Viking is running out of options. There is really only one option he has left, and that's to follow his nickname and strike it off the sheet.
Either that or sabotage Remy so he can't finish the match.
I knew you'd think of that.
Yeah, he's 43 pins adrift, going into frame 8.
Oh, and he leaves the opposite of what Remy Ong has just left, so the 10-pin standing instead of the 7.
Lady Luck has not smiled on Tore Torgerson in this match. He knows that. He believes, and that's the end of the match. It's all over.
Dear me.
Say good night, Vienna. Good night, Stavanger.
I don't think he wanted to bowl that last delivery. He really didn't seem to apply himself to the task, and every picture tells a story, don't it?
Yes, unfortunately Torre will go out in round 1 of this year's World 10-pin Masters. Remy Ong has looked unbeatable, really.
Well, that's a sentence I thought we'd never hear. Torgerson out in the first round. But he's lost to a very fine opponent in Remy Ong. An opponent that most of us feel has got a shot at least a place in the final. You think Cassie could go all the way?
Oh, I absolutely do, yes. One of the two of my favourites for this tournament was Remy before we all started. And my other choice is already through. I won't say any more.
Mr. Barnes, you can't have him, he's taken.
Oh, is he? All right. Change the ball for Torgerson and shoots the strike.
Oh dear.
No.
Typical, isn't it? When the pressure's off, nothing to lose. Bangs one into the pocket. Oh dear, this can't finish quick enough for Torgerson. You're agonising with him as you watch him sat there in the chair, going through it all in his head. Great to see, though, someone that has won this tournament on 3 occasions, has been in so many finals and semi-finals, that it still means so much to him.
Oh, absolutely, and it's more than likely he'll be back next year, trying again to beat everybody off the lane. On with the messenger. Doesn't quite kick it out.
Just fell off the back.
Still pretty emotionless, isn't he? So leaves that corner pin standing yet again.
You can see, though, he's starting to think about the quarterfinals now, isn't he? He's starting to think about lines and consistency.
Well, he certainly seems to have sewn this lane up during this session. Not such a big score this game, but certainly enough to win.
Time for Torgerson then to take a bow. And let's hope he can do it with some decent closing shots.
Strike out for 205.
Nice.
Looks of amazement because it's made a double. A ball change.
So difficult in the heat of battle to remember that the fans are what makes this game tick. And consequently, it always serves the players well to put on a decent display here. Even if you're out, even if you've lost, give the fans something to remember you by.
Absolutely. Can't quite kick out that 4-pin. He's going to be 194. And we'll be saying sayonara Barnsley.
Nice one. Oh, great trick shot, the finish for Torgerson. Well, he's left us something. Very, very nice shot to finish, but it's not going to be Torgerson's year. And we've been saying that now for a few years in succession. The man that used to own this lane has once again had to hand over that mantle, but this time in the first round. And that's the big shock of this tournament. He might have been up against Remy Ong, but most people would have still given Torgerson a chance. But sub 200, what has he got to do? Once again, Ong not quite finding his line into the pocket, but it's not going to affect the outcome of this match, but not quite the numbers that Remy Ong would have wanted to have posted, especially considering the performance of left-hander from England, Paul Moore. There'll be a fair amount of debate about that. Knocks off Despair to own the bonus, but Remy Ong has progressed through very nicely. And it just goes to show you, doesn't it, Cass, the standards of bowling that we've had so far in this tournament. There's us sitting there saying, well, Remy Ong's just a bit below par, and he's still turned in some pretty good numbers.
Well, absolutely, yeah. He's going to be strike here for 206. Takes 6 on the last ball, so he's...
yeah, second game not quite up to it, but 256 in the first game. He'll take that. And it's all over. We say goodbye to Torry Torgerson at a very early stage of this year's World 10-Pin Masters. And to Remy Ong, it's congratulations. He goes through to the quarter-final.
10-pin bowling can be exciting, enthralling and frustrating for those taking to the lane. Tonight, Remy Ong may have been in the shadow of a 10-pin legend, but he made his mark and won his place in the quarter-final. With only one place remaining and 2 players left to go head-to-head, things are about to get even tougher. Next time, Dominic Barrett, a young British player who came 6th in the AMF World Cup, will be competing against Deandra Aspity, who won 2 gold medals in the same event. One of them will be knocked out. Find out who makes it through to the quarterfinals at the partypoker.net World 10-Pin Masters.